Welcome to the Whisky Business Podcast, where we dive into the rich and fascinating world of whisky and the equally complex landscape of business. I'm your host, Ash Playstead, here to guide you through conversations that blend the culture and enjoyment of great whisky with the craft of building lasting business success. Each episode will be an exploration of the subtle connections between the smooth complexities of a fine dram and the strategic decisions that shape thriving enterprises. So pour yourself a glass, settle in, and join us as we discover how passion and precision make all the difference in both whisky and business. Hello. I hope you're well. Ash Playstead here. Welcome to this edition of the Whisky Business Show. Now, of late, I've been having a lot of discussions about both whisky and whisky culture and business in the mortgage broking industry. So what I want to talk about today are the two usual things. So I've got one fabulous whisky I want to talk a little bit about, and I've also got a couple of things to say about business management skills and to draw those two subjects together and see where they overlap. So let's find the details I want to read to you with regards to this beauty of a whisky. Now, we always start with whiskey first. Over here in the collection, I have this fabulous beauty. Now, this is from Lagavulin, and Lagavulin is a lot of people, if you ask them about whisky and whisky distilleries and what's their favourite whisky, a lot of people say Lagavulin because it's a well-known distillery on the island of Islay, which is actually spelled I-S-L-A-Y, but pronounced Islay. That is down off the southwest coast of Scotland and really is the home of peaty whisky in Scotland and really in the world. So I spent 5 days there, 4 days there, and visited half a dozen distilleries, had a good look around, picked up a few whiskies. One of them was this fabulous Offerman edition, Caribbean, depending on how you want to pronounce it, rum cask finish. Now, this is a really, really collectible, delicious whiskey. Now, I haven't opened this bottle because it's part of my investments and collection of whiskey, but I did taste it when I was at the distillery. Now, this whiskey is probably one of the less ABV ones, but for a lot of people, and me included, that ABV or that percentage of alcohol between 46 to 50% is the sweet spot. So this one comes in at 46% ABV and is undoubtedly one of Lagavulins' most sought after whiskies. It's non-chill filtered, it's natural in colour, and it really follows in the footsteps of its predecessors in this collection. There's 4 of these. This is the 3rd one. And this actually bagged double gold at the recent San Francisco or San Fran World Spirits competition. And all the other editions have done that as well. So it's a very, very popular whiskey. Now, it's smoky, it's character defining, features a sweetness. It's aged for 11 years in bourbon and ex-sherry casks, which I love. Then it's followed by an 8-month finish in ex-Caribbean rum cask, hence the name. And the result is a rare combination of classic single malt and the exotic sweetness of Caribbean rum. Now, with some subtle notes of lemon meringue, honey, vanilla, coffee, golden cinnamon, and brine down near the ocean. So this whiskey brings together a delightfully unusual blend of smoky and sweet. And as American actor Nick Offerman, also known as Ron Swanson from Parks and Recreation himself, puts it, the distinctive, and I'm reading straight from Ron's quote here, the distinctive combination of smoky and sweet, an outdoors bonfire aroma, if you like, the subtle notes of lemon meringue that embody the tropical flavors of the Caribbean islands. It's essentially me in liquid form. So you might ask yourself, why Nick Offerman? So Nick has been a keen lover and ambassador for Lagavulin for many years. And together, Nick and Lagavulin I've really been entertaining the world with these tales of whiskey for quite some time. So these limited run Offerman editions are each different, highly collectible, and always delicious. So do yourself a favour, whether you want a great whiskey to have a few drams with your mates, or you want to collect it. This bottle, less than 12 months old, has already doubled in value and price on the secondary market. So how does this relate to business? Okay, so and particularly the mortgage broking business. So I want to talk a little bit about business management skills, and this has been a hot topic in our industry here in late 2024. There's a lot of mortgage brokers I speak to who are fantastic at what they do. Great salespeople, great with customers, no lending inside out, and have become really successful at building a business around those skills. They might have a few people in their team as well. But where the cap sits or the blockage sits for a lot of these brokers is on what I would call business management skills. And I wrote an article about this recently, if you want to check it out on LinkedIn or on the Recludo website, talking about the essential business management skills that brokers need to take their business to the next level, to grow sustainably and help them work less, not more. But I won't go into those specifics here. I really want to talk about the connection with whiskey. So with a great whiskey like this Offerman edition from Lagavulin, on the surface, you look at it and go, yeah, great distillery, great whiskey, looks good, well branded, well marketed, and well known. So you just grab it and drink it, right? And probably enjoy it. But beneath that, there's a lot of complexity and knowledge and information, as I've gone through a little bit of just then, that gives a much greater depth of knowledge and awareness of why you might collect that whiskey, why it might go up in value because of its provenance, its collectability, its complexity, its desirability, its obvious quality. Now, these are the details that sit below the surface. So in mortgage broking, there's a lot of details that sit below the surface with building a sustainably successful business that can continue to work with or without you. And this is really, really important because most people that come to the mortgage broking industry come from what I would say would be careers that don't involve necessarily developing business development on business growth, and business management skills is probably a better way to put it, not so much business development. So business management skills that are about building a business that doesn't really need the owner. Now, it makes sense when you say it simply like that, but there's a lot of work. And I think a lot of the brokers hit the ground running. They might be from banking, they might be from sales, they could be from other industries. And occasionally they come from a business background where they may have run another successful business, but that's fairly rare. Most brokers come in from other directions. So they become successful through reasons other than business management skills, which may not be needed at that start, but they certainly are required later if you want to take your business to the next level and really build a valuable asset that you can exit in a time and in a way and at a price of your choosing. So that's really where whiskey and business management and mortgage broking have this flow over, that to actually get to know below the surface, you've got to put the work in, and nearly always you need help. I mean, this particular whiskey, I mean, if you had just presented this bottle to me, I would have thought, yeah, it looks good, sounds good, seems well known, probably tastes really good. That's about it. But because I've actually gone through the process of learning about it, being to the distillery, educated about it by the master distiller at Lagavulin, had the taste, it builds a more comprehensive level of knowledge that you can apply across probably other whiskies, and higher levels of knowledge about why it would be a appreciating whiskey to own, similar to a business. So in mortgage broking, you probably need this from external. Not many people hit the ground running with business management skills. So that's something that we need an external advisor. So, take that step to get some advice outside of yourself as to what the gaps are in your business management capability. And you don't have to go out and become a great business manager. You can if you like, but you certainly need to have somebody else around you who brings those skills to the table to help you continue to build a valuable asset but in a way that slowly but surely removes its dependence on you. So there you go. So I hope you've enjoyed this edition, the fabulous Lagavulin Offerman Edition Caribbean Rum Cask finish, aged 11 years, a fabulous whiskey, a double gold medal winner. Do yourself a favour, check it out. Grab yourself a bottle. You can still get them. They're a little bit more expensive. And if you're in the mortgage broking industry, reach out, have a chat, see how we might be able to help you. I'll see you on the next edition of the Whisky Business Show.